Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking you through one of my back, real delt and bicep sessions as I transition out of my lean bulking phase and into a short maintenance phase just for a couple of weeks before beginning my contest preparation. I am over 50 years old, and one of the biggest misconceptions I hear from men in their 40s, 50s and even 60s is that muscle building becomes impossible with age. The reality is very different. Building muscle after 40 is absolutely achievable when training, nutrition, recovery and progression are managed correctly. This channel is dedicated to showing exactly how I approach that process as a competitive bodybuilder preparing for a regional show here in Northern Ireland. My background is somewhat unusual for a coach. I have a Bachelor of Science honors degree in computing and information technology. I'm a late learner. I graduated in 2018. I've worked with data throughout my career, and I have also worked in management within the leisure industry. That combination had shaped the way I approach bodybuilding. I don't rely on guesswork. I rely on data, trends, consistency, and measurable progress. Every workout, every set, every rep, and every body weight measurement is tracked and analyzed. Today, I'll explain exactly how I apply those principles in my training. We are starting with behind the neck lat pulldowns. Now, before anyone rushes to copy every exercise, remember that the exercise selection should fit your individual mobility and structure. So for example, if your shoulder mobility isn't adequate, this movement may not be appropriate. For me, it allows a very strong contraction through the upper lats and upper back. One thing men over 40 often do is sacrifice range of motion in favor of course, heavier weight. The problem is that muscles don't know how much weight is on the machine. The muscles, they know only tension. I'm focused on controlling the eccentric phase, maintaining tension throughout the movement and getting a full stretch at the top. This is where time under tension becomes extremely valuable. Controlled repetition often produces far greater muscle stimulation than simply moving weight from point A to point B. So moving on to the diverging lat pulldown. One reason I like machine work is the ability to create stability. As we get older, managing fatigue becomes increasingly important. The goal isn't to impress people with how much weight we can move. The goal is to stimulate muscle growth while managing recovery. Many men spend years training hard but never training progressively. There's a huge difference. Progressive overload isn't simply adding weight every week. It's improving performance over time. That might mean an additional rep, better technique, maybe slower eccentric, maybe stronger contraction, or eventually more load. Every session should move you forward in some measurable way. That's why I keep a detailed training logbook. What gets measured gets improved. Now we are moving to the pullover machine. This exercise allows me to isolate the lats without excessive involvement from the biceps. One of the biggest mistakes I see in the gym is allowing secondary muscles to take over. People think they are training their back when in reality they are mostly training their arms. My objective here is to drive the elbow through the movement while keeping tension on the lats. Muscle growth is often about improving movement quality rather than endlessly chasing heavier weights. Especially for men over 40, longevity matters I want to continue progressing for years, not just for the next few weeks. The ability to stay healthy and injury-free is one of the greatest advantages you can create for yourself. Next up is unilateral seated cable rows. Training one side at a time helps me focus on symmetry and identify potential weaknesses. Bodybuilding is not simply about becoming just bigger, it's about creating a balance. Many people have a stronger side and a weaker side. By training unilaterally, I can ensure both sides are doing the work. This becomes increasingly important when preparing for competition. Small imbalances become much more visible as body fat decreases. For those of you trying to improve your physique after 40, don't underestimate the importance of execution. Most people don't need more exercises. They need better execution of the exercises they are already doing. The basics still work. They always have. The challenge is applying them consistently over time. Now we are moving to real delt cable flies. Real delts are often neglected because people focus on what they can see in the mirror. But developing the real delts contributes significantly to overall shoulder development and upper body appearance. One thing I learned over the years is that muscle building rewards patience. We are living in the world where people want results in 4 weeks. The body doesn't work that way. A real transformation is usually the results of hundreds of productive training sessions performed consistently. Not the one perfect workout, not the one perfect diet. Consistency beats intensity when applied over the long term. Moving on to biceps. The incline dumbbell curls is one of my favorite exercises for placing the biceps under a deep stretch. Research increasingly supports the idea that the loaded stretching can be highly effective for hypertrophy. The key here is maintaining control, so no swinging, no momentum, and no ego lifting. The objective is simple: place tension on the target muscle and make that muscle work. One reason many men stop seeing progress is because they become attached to numbers instead of results. The mirror doesn't care what weight you lift it. Trust me. Your physique reflects the quality of your training and nutrition. Now we are moving to unilateral cable curls. Cables provide consistent tension throughout the entire range of motion. I like incorporating different resistance profiles because they challenge muscles in slightly different ways. As someone with a background in data and analysis, I approach training almost like an ongoing experiment. First, I collect information, I monitor performance, and then I review outcomes, and then I make adjustments. That's exactly how successful body transformations happen. There is no magic to it. The best program isn't the one that looks impressive on paper. It's the one that consistently produces results for the individual. Because every client is different, training age is different, recovery ability is different, and lifestyle is different. The principles remain the same, but the application must be individualized. Finishing the workout with seated concentration curls. At this stage, the objective isn't moving maximum weight. It's extracting every possible fiber contraction from the muscle. Bodybuilding is unique because success often comes from becoming better at feeling muscles work rather than simply moving heavier loads. So as I move into this maintenance phase, my goal is to maintain muscle, improve recovery, and prepare my body for the next stage of contest preparation. Sometimes progress means pushing harder. Sometimes progress means strategically pulling back. Knowing the difference is what separates intelligent training from random training. If you are a man between 40 and 60 and you are frustrated because your physique isn't reflecting the effort you are putting in, remember this. Age is not the problem. A lack of structure is usually the problem. Most people don't need more supplements, and most people don't need more exercises. Most people need a proven system built around progressive overload, proper nutrition, recovery, and accountability. Everything I share on this channel is based on a real-world application, data tracking, and my own journey as a competitive bodybuilder over 50. If that's the type of approach you are looking for, subscribe to the channel and follow my contest preparation journey over the coming months. And if you are interested in online coaching, send me an email describing your current situation, your goals and the challenges you are facing. I'd be happy to discuss whether you are a good fit to work together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next training session.